What up, everybody? This is another episode of the Spit Talk podcast. My name is Jan.
My name is Aaron.
And I'm Kyle.
And I started out a
been a
little
while.
differently. I know.
Dude.
We always, I hate when every single fucking episode, the last 4 episodes.
It's been 1 month. I just looked. I was like,
Has
oh,
it-
shit,
has it
we haven't.
really?
It's been 1
Dude.
month. Last one was like 422.
Wait. 1 month since recording or 1 month since posting the recording?
No.
I don't
I
know,
posted the recording pretty recently, I think. I think.
Okay.
I've been slacking, dude. Like every time we would record, we'd be live, but then I'd forget to like upload it for like a
That's
week.
fine.
But hey, what's up? Welcome back, everybody, to whoever's
Welcome
tuning
to
in.
the-
We have no viewers
two
right now,
people.
but
Oh,
I know. Yeah, but as you can see from the title, if you're listening or watching, this is a Top Gun Maverick movie review. We're pretty fresh out, I would say. Kyle, you just watched it like today, right? You
a
said.
couple hours ago, yeah.
Yeah, same. What about you, Aaron? Like, same thing.
Mine was
pretty much.
yesterday, but pretty much, yeah. It's still fresh.
Yeah, like right when I got off work, because I get off early on these days. Like we went straight to watching an IMAX. It was pretty fucking packed. Like for a 4 o'clock show. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I kept trying to find tickets for like anything after 6 and just
Not
couldn't
happening.
find it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like nothing after 6. And I was like, all right,
Mhm.
like I guess I have to watch it in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's
It's
funny
fine.
because there was even a pre-screening on Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember you telling us that. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's I was like, I think I'm gonna watch it. I don't think anyone's gonna like. It's probably not gonna be that much people. And then I was like, the fucking whole theater was packed. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, do you think this is gonna like before we even get to the review? Like, do you think it's gonna make pretty good money?
Yes, I think.
Yes. Top Gun, aka
Plot armor
Plot
galore.
Armor Galore. Yeah, we'll get to it later.
We'll
but
get into it.
yeah, you think it will though?
I think
think
it
it
just has a big fan base. And Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
you know, like it has a potential.
Weirdly enough, yeah, because
It's for those that like have like if you just know the brand and the whole like being like the first Top Gun's pretty like it's kind of like an American classic in my opinion. So like just seeing the next series is kind of just like oh okay, and I like we'll get into it, but like it does hold up to it. So
yeah.
And we all did watch Top Gun, right? I remember.
oh no
Like,
yeah obviously
We all did.
yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched it, it's totally on Netflix, I think. It's
Yeah,
on
until-
Netflix and I think on Hulu and stuff. So if you guys haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet.
I mean, it's on Netflix until like the 31st.
You kind of
I
need to
think.
watch it. You kind of you probably have to kind of you do.
I don't.
I do have a
It
question
adds to
about
it.
that.
It adds to it. It adds to it.
I have a question about that when we get to it, but we'll do the review first. So
Okay, yeah, we'll just
whenever
start
you
with the
guys are
review.
ready.
Yeah, whatever we're ready. We're just
So-
warming up, people. I mean, like I said, it's been a while. Let us chill for a bit.
Hey, it's okay. No, there wasn't like too much going on in the past month or two.
Yeah. like,
But
entertainment
summer's coming
wise?
around, so a lot of stuff is coming out in the summer. So you got like Lightyear, you got what else? You got
Fucking
Lightyear,
Thor,
you got
Great
Thor,
Man.
you got all this other stuff. So
Yeah.
it'll pop in, and I feel like everyone's schedule's pretty free now.
I would
So,
hope. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I would hope so. It never
It's,
works out the way we want it to. Like even when we say like, "Hey, we're free now. It's summer." Like
I know,
Aaron's been
yeah,
fucking
so-
clamoring, like, "Hey, dude, I'm in summer mode." I'm like,
well,
"Hey,
it-
shit,
it's
and
not
I've
so
been
much that,
waiting.
it's like
I've been waiting.
he's been
I've
waiting
been
to-
keeping
to-
my promise. I'm like, okay, if you guys
He's
are
been
ready,
waiting
just
for
let
that
me know.
Pixar episode. He's been waiting for that Pixar episode.
Oh no, you
I
can
know.
still shelve it.
no, that's
If you guys feel
that's
like it.
shelved for now." No, I feel like we could save that for when Lightyear comes out. I feel like it would be apropos by
You
that
want to
point.
do a little pre Pixar tier list before Lightyear, basically?
Sure, yeah.
That's basically. I
why
mean,
not?
that's how you lead into it, and then
Pretty
once
much.
Lightyear comes out, you just plop it into there. So
Hmm.
yeah. Good stuff.
All
Okay,
right,
but
so
anyways, so
Top Gun Maverick synopsis, Jan.
Synopsis,
Like a quick synopsis.
Synopsis? Oh, wait, I was never the guy that did synopsis. That was usually you or someone else.
No,
not
it was
me.
usually you.
No, I was never the guy that
Okay.
did synopses.
Okay, we know we can't trust Kyle because he might drop a spoiler. So it's
He'll
either
he'll
you
ramble
or
for
me.
3 minutes about it. No, yeah, okay, fine. Let me find an
Just read
pretty
off
good
the
synopsis
IMDb
here.
fucking.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'll bring it up. How's that? All right. So after more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs. So basically, he just trains
Captain.
like
Captain.
yeah, he's
Captain.
the captain, Pete Mitchell. He trains like the new pretty much the new recruits or graduates from Top Gun because they have a mission that they have to do. It's a pretty simple plot. I didn't even need to read anything really. It's a simple plot, but I think the way that it was executed and just pretty much the overall emotion tied into the movie, it's really like I thought it was really great actually. Like I haven't enjoyed a movie like this in a while that wasn't Batman related. Like just to point that like just to say that and put that out there. It was a really fun time in the theaters. Watching in IMAX, people, please.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to.
100%. I watched. I had to. I was looking like we were talking earlier, like scrambling for tickets and stuff, and it was like the tickets we're trying to scramble was for IMAX. So
Never watched the first one, but this movie was.
gasp.
See, I told you, like, this is what I was gonna get into a little bit later. But like, Aaron, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, it was good. You know, an action movie, and like you guys already said it, like the emotions there, and everything that you would see in an action movie, did help. And I know we are gonna talk about it, but I do believe watching the previous one kind of helped it, and you can see, obviously, you can clearly see the differences between the first and this one. And yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, I honestly think like, in terms of vibes, probably just because of the time like that it was made, this one felt a little more grounded in a way. Just because, like back then for the first one, it was made in the 80s and, it had the 80s thing going for it. So it's like, I don't know. I might be a little bit like, because, I just watched the first one recently. But am I weird or crazy to say this is better than the first one?
Oh no,
No.
I'd say
You're
it's
not
definitely
crazy.
better. Yeah, you're not
Okay.
crazy. It's definitely better
Okay.
than the first one. So
Okay, cool.
in terms of like overall story and kind of because like the top one kind of laid out a really like basic general, and it's kind of like an 80s plot. Like it's just kind of like, hey, here's like an American story, and it's kind of great how the second one kind of adapted like the same like story but like into like this generational thing. So and I definitely think it was definitely better than the first one. So
Yeah, so I think what Kyle and Jan mentioned it, I agree too. Like there was the first Top Gun had like this tonally, if that's a word, it was very different. Top Gun, the first one, really had that, like Jan said, that very 80s vibes where
it's an era.
I felt like it was just like there was no big thing that happened, and like what Jan pointed out, like the story, there was a lot of emotion behind it, and there was something to follow that keeps you interested in the movie compared to the first one, because the first one, it's just the training program, but this one goes a little bit deeper and deeper into that with like some characters actions and their relationships and all of that. So I feel like that added a lot to this story. I do want to say when I was watching it, I can say if it's very comparable to like how Creed did with Rocky. Like Rocky and Creed had that same situation. Tonally, it felt the same. Like it had that 80s vibe, but Creed enhanced it some more. So that's how I felt watching this. Top Gun had that, again, tonally 80s vibe, but Maverick was able to enhance it. That's how I felt when I was watching throughout the movie.
I see.
Yeah. Sorry,
Do
I was
we-
like,
I
I was
mean,
waiting
I'm
for
trying to
Kyle.
think.
Thought it was.
No, so I guess from like my opinion, what stood out the most, and I guess was like, well, I was trying to like compare it to the first one too, but the biggest thing I got out of it was how well the dialogue was, or like the lack thereof dialogue, which made it even way better.
Yeah.
I felt like the dialogue carried it a lot, and it kind of carried a lot of the emotion, and comparatively to the first one, really, because you can kind of just see how like they played the dialogue pretty well to where like people weren't, there wasn't like much said, but you just kind of knew. And I think that's what was kind of like really good about it, because like throughout the whole movie, you're just like Tom Cruise would just say stuff, or Maverick, and just kind of, and that's probably like playing into like the whole military aspect. And then I just kind of like have my experience and kind of like just relating to it. So it's like from a tonal level, it definitely stood out for me while I was watching it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think like I don't know, like I remember I felt like they were trying to make this for a while, but Tom Cruise didn't really want to unless like
Yeah,
there was a
he
good
did.
story involved, something like that, right?
Mhm.
There was
He
that.
didn't
He
want
said
to
it in
unless he could
interviews.
actually
He said it in
train.
interviews.
He didn't want to unless he could actually fly.
and he finally
like,
could.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh.
Honestly, I think that was part of it, and I think in some like interviews when he was getting ready, like people were asking for this, but I guess him as a a filmmaker and an actor, he felt he wasn't ready yet to tell the story until he got more experience, with all the Mission Impossibles and whatnot. So just to help him out to get the idea of Top Gun. That's what I heard on the like couple videos.
Yeah, I honestly don't care what people say about Tom Cruise. Like he's one of the best ones that are still out there actively producing movies and acting and doing the stuff that he does. Crazily enough, like I even the Mission Impossible trailer that we see like a stunt again that he fucking does, and it's like, how the fuck do you do this at 60? Because he's pushing 60.
I was about to say like he's like his age is definitely like, I mean there's like some instances like especially in Top Gun. I mean granted it was like filmed a couple years beforehand, but
Yeah.
but like regardless, kind of like you do kind of especially in the Mission Impossible trailer, yeah, like you do see the age catch up to him.
Yeah,
And
in
it's just
a
kind of
good
crazy.
way.
Yeah, no,
No,
yeah,
it's
it's definitely in
finally-
a good way.
It's finally showing on his face. That's
Yeah,
the only thing.
yeah.
Like it
All the
took
wrinkles
forever.
and stuff. Yeah,
Like it took forever, dude, for that guy. But like, I'm glad he's still doing his thing. He has like a track record of working with a lot of people at this, like always. Like I think this one was Joseph Kosinski. I don't remember if he did that one movie, that sci-fi movie that he did with him. I think that was one of the ones that he did with him, and then the American-made movie or something. I don't remember, but he likes working with a lot of people that he's already worked with that he can trust. And you could tell that this one is really like something that was pretty close to the chest in terms of what they had to do with it and what they did with it. Like they touched up on a lot of things because whoa, what the hell is going on here? I don't know if you can see those comments, but I'll do that later. Like they don't just like because you could easily just go for the nostalgia route. Like, hey, like this is a second movie.
just replay the plot.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in a certain way,
In a sense.
It did.
In a sense,
It
it kind of
did.
did, but not really. And the fact that like they were able to tell a story where even like Elaine didn't even watch the first one, and you didn't need to, so you.
I'd say you'd have. I personally say you should probably watch the first one.
Well, no, definitely. If you watch the first one, it'll add a lot to watching this one, but you don't necessarily have to in order to follow along and enjoy it. Like Elaine was crazy about it. Like she's head over heels. She wants to watch it again this weekend sometime. And we might do that in 40X just because of the sequences themselves. Dude, like
You're really pushing for this 40X platform.
I am. But no, okay, here's the thing though. I
Dang,
think
someone wants to go Mach 10.
Mach 10.
You
want to
go Mach 10?
Yeah, dude, I think you should watch it in IMAX first, just because I think it was made that way, and the sound was fucking like, mwah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And like the picture, it was made for IMAX, but as a second viewing to enjoy it a little bit, I think I would go 40X. So that's probably what I'm gonna do this weekend now.
You want
Good stuff.
the chair to spin around. They'll have like
Yeah.
just kidding.
Just don't get snacks. I just won't get snacks. That's the
I
only thing.
think just to compare the first one and this one, obviously filming was way different. Like, of course, we got more like dynamic shots in the air. Like just the cinematography, I really appreciate it, especially the air ones, because of course the 80s you had limited amount of like how to film airplanes, right? But this one they went like balls out, CGI and all that other things to help it out. And with that said, I think the mission really made it a very interesting story because it was a mission that not even Maverick couldn't do, So, and that, I think that was the one that kind of hooked me. I was like, oh shit, like this is pretty interesting to see. Like can he like really do it, or can these guys called Top Gun really do this mission?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a character study on him too. Like like they really, because I guess like he had a reputation in the first one. They kind of touched up on it a little bit here. It made him grow into something a little more than that, and it touched up on the relationships with other people there, which we'll get to in a sec when we get to the spoiler part of it. But, yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I feel like this might be my favorite right now of the year. I really don't know. I'd have to think about it
Over
for a
Batman?
bit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh.
I would have to see
Okay.
again. Just the way that it, just because how it was made. It's crazy because Tom Cruise, like, he always does this, because even when Mission Impossible, the last one came out, I was like, fuck, that's my favorite of the year, dude. And then now this one's coming out, I'm like, fuck, dude, I wish it makes a lot of money. So he's doing pretty well for himself, Mr. Cruise. I fucking forgot what I was gonna say already. I think I'll save it for the spoiler one, the spoiler section here.
I mean, for me, like, this is definitely probably like top 3 for the year.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched everything, whatever.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, all at once.
So,
Yeah. I guess if you
where do
guys
put
want to
this-
get
where
into
do you put this, Aaron?
okay.
Where do you put this on your slate? I guess.
So far,
Dude, I don't know. I
so
need to remember what I watched. But if we're just purely action, then yeah, it's up there. Like I loved what it was able to do, and the whole nostalgia factor really does help for me, at least.
Mhm.
I guess I'm prone to that idea of like nostalgia.
yeah. I mean, like, it's not just the set pieces. Like I said, the story in this one, it's enough to keep you engaged. Like, I wasn't even clamoring for the action sequences. When it happened, it was fucking intense and it was awesome. But, like, I was just engaged the whole time with what was going on with, like, the story itself, and how, like, Maverick's kind of being challenged in terms of how is he going to do this to lead the group, pretty much, or to, like, teach them something that he's never even conquered himself. So he's having that doubt within himself too. It's just a really interesting story. I mean, it's a simple one, but executed very well, and done in a way where it's like you really don't have to watch. I'm of that opinion. You don't have to watch the first one just because of that alone. Like, you obviously will pick up more things here and there where it's like, oh yeah, look, that's from the first one. I know that now. And like I said, I'll get to that in the spoiler section.
Yeah, I mean, so to add on to that, like, I guess we can kind of wrap off the non-spoiler, but like practicality-wise and the whole like the action genre of it. Oh, comment by. Why'd you?
I don't know.
But yeah, like, so the whole, like, because like a big part of the movie, the action-wise, is all the dogfighting and the pilots interacting, and you kind of just how they played it out differently from the first one compared to this one. Like, this one's just significantly just over the top in terms of like cinematography, and kind of like most of it is kind of like they had to go through like the whole thing through themselves. And I know in like an interview of like, they actually had to go through the pilot training, and then when they did the sequences in the air inside the cockpit, they also had to direct these things for themselves. So like they were like piloting and also directing the scene as they were like going through the whole thing. So like everything's kind of just like real in a sense. I mean, it was real, and you can like, it does definitely add to it because you just kind of like feel it, and then that layers on top of like the music, the intensity, like just kind of everything overall. So
yeah,
You can
Like, is it
definitely
just-
say it was
Yeah.
a danger zone.
Oh shit! I'm gonna just like mute you real quick. No, like I think like for some reason I think just the way it was filmed, because it was practical, and it was like they were a little more doing things a little more in camera in terms of like CGI or like on the back of a green screen, because I feel like on the first one I had a hard time following what the fuck was going on in the dogfights.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, is that just me, or is like?
No, see, that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying the limitations of the cinematography, especially from the Jets' perspective, it's like hard to follow. It's like
Right.
you literally have to listen to the dialogue on what's literally going on,
Yeah, here
and it doesn't help that all the planes look the same too.
They'd look the same, yeah. Here, it's really fucking easy to, like, you know what's going on. You know what the mission is. You know what they're doing and what has to happen. It was laid out pretty specifically in a certain way to where you could actually just follow it. The first one, I had a hard time following the actual dog fights. Like I know he was inverted. Like I saw that shit happen, but I don't know what else. I don't know what else happened really during those scenes. But yeah. And you want to rate this before we go into spoiler, or should we just do that at the end?
We'll do that at the end.
Do that. At the
I
end.
have one more question for. So I guess because for me, like I always kind of think like the first one for me was kind of like a classic. Like I keep tagging this like whole classic American movie. Do you think the second one kind of like fits that, or like?
Yeah, I would think so. Dude, it's
compared to the first one.
For
Well, I
this
already-
generation, then yeah, sure. If you
Okay.
want to
I
call
already-
it by eras, then yeah. Like if
Okay.
we're in our 40s, we'd be like, "Hey, you should watch Top Gun Maverick." You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I already
okay.
think it's
That-
better than the first one, anyways. Like specifically, so I don't know, man. Like people were clapping in my theater. Fuck, dude. It's
Oh yeah, there's like probably like some old dudes just like yeah. It's like,
dude. Yeah, it was mostly old people, like older
Yeah.
people at the theater
Mhm.
earlier, and it was pretty cool to see because like people grew up with the first one, and I'm just like a dude that watched it last week or something. So- but hey, it was like it's fucking awesome, man. Like I really like I said, it's really up there for me. And I'm gonna watch it again this weekend. So that's something for you.
Okay.
But
all right,
I guess we'll
spoiler
get to
time.
the spoilers now of this one. Let me put up this little banner here. I could hide this one, I think. No, I'll keep it. Yeah, what do we think? Penny Benjamin, huh? That's a pretty good callback. Did you guys
Oh
like
yeah,
that shit?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that that little thing about the Penny Benjamin being an actual character was like a thing that we're gonna do, but that was pretty cool. I thought it was funny.
I mean, like overall, I'm like a big. I mean, aside from Tom Cruise, like I felt like a big focus on like all of this was kind of like Miles Teller too.
Yeah.
And with the whole like how they kind of did limit the dialogue, I just felt like it did work out in the end, because like early on I was like oh, like what's happening, like because it's still all about Tom Cruise, and I thought it was gonna be like a pass to the torch kind of thing, but then like towards the ending it was like okay, that kind of makes sense, and then you kind of just see more of like the culmination of like Miles Teller's character, like which I kept like kind of wanting to say like you have to watch the first one to kind of add on to the Miles Bradley's character throughout the film. So
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat as you in a sense. I was going in thinking it was going to be that whole big dynamic between the two, Rooster and Maverick, right? But like I would say 3/4 of the movie you barely see it until like the very end where it basically
Clicks.
mattered. Yeah.
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 I mean, it was like you knew it was like gonna come, but then when it came, you're just when you actually saw it, you're just like everything just kind of like settled in. Like
I was
pretty
just waiting
nicely.
for that moment, basically.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm waiting for something to happen between them. But it doesn't take away from Maverick's character, because this one was a cool character study, based off again, like what Kyle said, like the first one kind of sets Maverick in his prime. So seeing him as a veteran Top Gun pilot was a very interesting take, and I'm glad that we followed his story, and like Jan said, also you do see nods to the first one, especially when they threw him out of the bar and he comes up the next day and you see him like, oh, he's your instructor. Then the guy was like, oh fuck, he's our hangman.
Yeah.
Was like, so I was like,
Parallel
it was
to that,
cool. It was
yeah.
it was cool seeing those little nods, like he's in that realm already, like he's a has been sense in a.
Yeah, I think, Miles Teller, that whole arc was definitely going to play a factor into the whole emotional side of things. I thought it was done pretty well. Like, it wasn't, like, over the head with that kind of stuff. Like, it was really subtle, and it wasn't, like, you could tell already that there's tension between the two right before they even, meet again, like, kind of thing. Like, you could tell. Like, there's something, obviously the whole thing with his dad dying would have probably played a factor into it. I thought that was the only sole reason. But the fact that they played into the part that where he pulled his records or
papers.
something,
Yeah.
his papers, so that he doesn't,
I know, but that line was so good because like he was like, oh, are you gonna tell him? He's like, he already resents me. He's like, I don't want him to resent my mom. And I was like, oh my god, that was so good.
yeah.
So
Like he's already gonna resent me anyway.
yeah. So and like I guess overall, like I did like how because like they kept like announcing like, oh, like it's gonna come out, like because this was supposed to come out last summer, I think, right?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah,
I
like
think.
last summer,
Or
and then
20
so like, but like
yeah.
you watch a trailer, and it's kind of nice how like you watch a trailer, and then you see how like the parts of the trailer came from, and it's literally maybe just like the first 25% of the movie, because like the latter half, the later half, is where like all the juicy stuff was, which was
Yeah,
like
you don't see
really
shit.
good. Oh no,
The
yeah,
actual
100%.
mission itself.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Which is like what I really like. That was kind of like the benefit of it. Is like, there's just this part to it, and just kind of like
Mhm.
seeing all of that just like crammed in towards the end, which was nice. So the dog fighting was great. Dog fighting was really good.
Mhm.
The
You
conflict,
could fucking see it. You know what's going on.
yeah.
just saying. Like yeah, the last one with him and Teller in that was it the F-14?
The
Yeah,
F-18.
yeah, the F-14.
F-14?
14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
14,
sure.
14.
Yeah, that one was really intense. I fucking love that scene. That was awesome. Like like I said, I wasn't clamoring for that stuff because the movie was already good on its own without even just the set pieces. But then like, you know, adding on to that, putting actual stakes onto the scenes itself adds like, you know, it really makes for a good experience, especially and the, like once everything culminates into that whole climax of what the mission actually is, it really gets everything going. I liked Miles Teller. My favorite might be Hangman though. I liked Hangman a lot for
Oh
some
yeah,
fucking
Hangman.
reason.
I mean, basically like,
Hangman was basically Iceman. Just
yeah,
like
it was basically Iceman. Just
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that was kind of like the whole dynamic, anyways, in Top Gun, because it's like it's a class of students, and it's like it kind of sucks because like they really only did show 6 people. We're just like, oh, we have
There was a
12
bunch of them.
people. Yeah, there was a bunch of them, and I was like, what about those dudes? And then you pull the 6, like you already know who the 6 are, and they'll play
Yeah.
key roles. Oh, and then like I guess like one question too was kind of like they played on this whole like, remember Bob, and then they're like, oh, what's your call name? It's like Bob, and then
Yeah.
later on they're just kind of like, are you gonna tell them why you're called Bob? And it was like, aside from Robert or whatever, and I was just like, is there something else? Like, I guess not.
He's just Bob, man.
No, I know. That's why I was just kind of like, but they kept just like pressing on it, and it was like, are you gonna explain it or not, or like he's gonna play something else into it because he was just kind of like the arms guy. So
Yeah. I didn't realize who that guy was. I was like, why does this kid look or this dude look familiar? And I realized it's a dude from the El Royale movie. Remember that? Did you guys watch that? The one with Chris Hemsworth where he was like a Marilyn or not a
Okay.
Charles Manson type character. He was like
Yeah.
the bellhop dude.
oh
Mm.
no,
Bill
No.
Pullman's son. That's why I was like, oh shit, that's him. I didn't realize. Like he looked different because of the glasses, but I thought he was pretty cool too. Honestly, the cast itself was really great. I think
Oh.
Jennifer Connelly was great. Like as Penny
John
Benjamin.
Hamm was great too.
John Hamm was really good.
I always enjoy watching John Hamm do John Hamm things.
Of course, man.
So
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what was crazy for me is just seeing Ice again, Iceman. That whole scene, I was like, wow, it's like, it's weird but crazy how like the age difference. It's like so big. Like you got one that's like, you one that's still fresh, which is Maverick, and one that's like about to die. I was like, damn, dude. What's wrong? Like how Maverick's like ageless in this for some reason compared to Iceman. Like what's going on?
it's the stress. It's the stress of being a captain,
Being an
for, like-
admiral.
yeah, and then being an admiral, like you just see the change.
Well,
oh, and then I guess
man.
another thing was like I loved how they just stacked all the bad things.
What do you mean?
Like you think, because like you know how like there was that drama of like, oh, like him and Miles were like fighting, and then immediately after like Val Kilmer dies, and then immediately after that was like something worse. Like the build up, we're just like, oh, this is sad, and then like it just hits you, just like, oh, he's dead. I was like, oh shit, like what's going on in his mind?
yeah.
and then like it's funny because like a lot
It's
of it
kinda
was
like a
kind of
domino
a
effect.
time thing. Yeah, 100,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
You know.
the whole like time aspect of it was kind of cool, and then also like a lot of the world, all the small puns and all the wordplay was just really good.
Yeah. No, I think it plays into like because you know right when Iceman died, it's like oh yeah he's gone. The guy protecting you's gone. Okay, you're
Yes,
off the
yeah.
fucking team. Get out of here. Like
Exactly.
it literally just it's a domino effect. That's why
Immediately.
everything keeps happening after that. But then like he just proved the point. Like that's when he ran the mission himself. Like you know what, I'm gonna
Yep.
fucking show you that I could do this.
Yeah.
That part himself was like fuck yeah, dude, this is awesome.
That's why it needed to happen. That domino effect. I totally missed that one, but yeah, that domino effect needed that to happen because he lost everything from that moment. So the only, like he said, I think he said it too, if I remember. Like he's like, I'm just a pilot. I can't teach these kids. Like I have to be a pilot. So that's why he had to make that hard choice of like, I have to be the lead.
Yeah, it's kind of like, cause yeah, it was his whole thing. Like, dude, he was trying to avoid being grounded or whatever. Like he didn't want to not be a pilot anymore. That's why he stayed a captain the whole time. He was a test pilot, and he was trying to avoid like getting promoted or something. Like they really played into that whole thing, and then finally when he took the reins and he kind of like just owned up to it, that's when everything started moving along. And it's kind of funny because he wasn't supposed to be on the mission, right? Like he was just supposed to be teaching them, and all of a sudden he risked it because he just fucking proved them right. Like, hey, I'm gonna do it. I know how. Like, I could do this.
No, I know, like immediately from the get go, I was like, oh, he's definitely going on the mission. Like,
no shit, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like as soon as like they called him, they're like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be him. Like,
I liked how like Jan, you did say of like the ending, the sequence between Rooster and Maverick, right? I did like that, but I thought it was gonna end when like he took a bullet for him. I thought it was gonna like end there and just like it had to happen. Like it had to happen. Like it felt like that because it like the dialogue he has with all the people that he cared about and like the one last mission that he had to do, it kind of like set it up like, oh, he's gonna die kind of thing. Like that's his farewell. I thought the whole ride was gonna be like that. So I'll be happy if it went that way, but I'm also happy that it went this way too, in a sense. So yeah
man.
No, and like how you mentioned that too, because like there's like that cutting point, right? And then like they get to the next cutting point, they were like, oh, like we're out of munitions, there's like one more guy chasing us, and then fucking Hangman comes out, and you're like, so
you see it coming.
I mean, it was foreshadowed. Like you saw it coming, but it's always like because of like how a lot of it was kind of limited, to where like it made sense where things could end because like you were so like just emotionally invested into like these like sections throughout the story, and then they just kind of like as soon as it comes, it's like it was abrupt, but it was like purposely abrupt to where like it didn't feel forced.
Yeah, it was set up well. Like you see it coming, but it was set up well enough to where like people were fucking cheering. Like I said, people were cheering in the theater when shit happened. Like it was coming, but it was set up really well. When they got saved, like various Me Too. Sorry, you're talking about the.
Because
all right, sorry.
No, there was like if you guys like caught it, but it was kind of like, oh, like
I love you, Craig.
I was like, I never lost a wingman, right? And then like immediately he loses Tom Cruise, and like there was a point in time where he's like, oh shit, I lost a wingman, right? And then you felt that emotion, and then the whole Hangman's like, he was like, oh, you know why they call him Hangman? It's because like he'll just leave you hanging, and then like boom, he pops up in the end and it's like saves. He's like, hey guys, like I'm here to save you guys, kind of thing. So everything like always comes back into like a full circle, but like you just really have to like catch it. I mean, it's expected, but like you don't catch it emotionally. Like that was the thing, which was like nice about it. So.
Yeah, that's why, man. My boy Hangman, good stuff, dude. I don't know. I really liked him. I thought he was cool. Like one of the cocky dudes. He really played that part well. I don't remember the guy's name, the actor itself, but
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. There we go.
Yeah,
I've seen him from somewhere. Do you know where he's from?
Yeah, he did have a familiar like face.
He had a familiar face, right? Like I know I've seen him from somewhere.
Yeah,
but
check his IMDb. Kyle,
this is the first
since
time
you're on it.
Yeah, I took notice of him. Like, dude, this guy's a good one. Like, I like him.
The setup, Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures. He was the astronaut that went up.
He was in Dark Knight Rises, Expendables.
What?
Yeah.
Was it Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
Expendables.
Oh wait. No, let me think. I think I have an idea. Is he the Wall Street dude?
Probably.
There's no money to buy here, or there's no money to steal here. Is he that dude? He feels like he's that dude. I'm gonna fucking find it.
Probably, maybe.
I'll find it later. But anyways, yeah, he was really cool. So John Hamm is always really good. You can't fault John Hamm for being John Hamm. Like,
shout outs to Phoenix. Phoenix did well too.
Phoenix, you like? Yeah. Oh, you like Phoenix? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the girl, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Monica Barbaro. So her and then the two other like supporting cast.
Coyote and Payback. I just
Honestly,
know them by their tag names or whatever.
Yeah, I think they just had a good dynamic. I think with everybody, and that was the point. They had to. Like
So,
even from the get go.
Yeah. So my question that I did want to bring up earlier is, when all these reboots come out, like where do you guys see yourself? Is it made for you to watch this one or to go back to the previous one? Because I've done that obviously on occasion with Creed. I watched Creed first, and I went back. I watched this one, or I watched Top Gun first, then I watched this one. So when they do these reboots, do you think they're trying to tell you to watch the previous one before you watch this one? That was my question.
Definitely.
I'd say yeah, definitely. There's like
it plays a part. I mean, you can't market it without doing so. Like so, like dude, we watched it because it was coming
But
out.
then-
That's the only way we.
No, but the
watched
thing
it,
is, it's
the
like-
reason why. You know what
especially with these reboots, it is targeted towards a demographic of a generation where they have kind of like knowledge of said like like first movie, and this is like the following movie,
Yeah, for sure.
so there's that, whereas compared to like like back when we were like 20, we were just like, oh, like we're just watching movies, but like we didn't know which one was a reboot, which one wasn't. So, and then coming now, it's kind of like we're aware of it, like go back, watch it, because like we knew about it, and then here they push it out to you. So
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell. I wouldn't know, just because like I guess for like us, like we're all pretty like versed in like older movies, to where like you can ask people like, oh you should definitely watch. Like I tried to like always recommend I was like pushing out Top Gun. I was like, oh, like you guys need to watch Top Gun, and then my immediately second question was like, did you watch the first one? And they're like, no. I was like, ah.
Yeah. So what's your take on that too? Well, like let's say they watch this one without watching it, like what Jan put it out. Like
fine.
would it allow them to, I guess, like
yeah.
now you got to
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, look at Kramer. He's
Yeah.
literally just saying it right now. Like he wasn't completely this. It had enough. Like I said, that's the good thing about this stuff.
Yeah, the good thing about this one specifically, it did have the thing where like you can watch this and not really have
You
to
don't-
watch the first one. You don't.
You're not gonna be lost at all. Like
Yeah.
that's
Like overall, as a movie, as a standalone, it stands up by itself.
I was kind of laughing too. Like in the beginning, I was like, did they play the fucking first one by accident? Because it was beat for beat the fucking same
Yeah.
exact thing. Like I was like, what the fuck?
I know, but they did like show. They're like they pulled when he did like a little flashback, and they pulled that scene when he was on the piano. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
was kind of like the whole
No,
like.
I meant like the title sequence,
No, like the
leading up to the title itself.
Then
I was
all
like,
the
leading up to the
B-rolls
title.
with the airplanes. Yeah.
I was like, did they
it's all
accidentally
there.
play the first fucking movie? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. But like, just like pretty much like the only thing that was like kind of pandering. I don't know. That's a kind of a negative connotation. But like, kind of like that was like the most direct. What's the fucking word I'm
Comparison.
thinking of? Not comparison. It's like when you're catering to your fans. Like for nostalgia's sake, that was pretty
Nostalgia?
much the
Yeah.
only nostalgia thing that I like. That was there, to be honest. That was like beat for beat. But after that, it's like you could literally follow along without knowing much. Like a throwaway line from the first one where he's like, "Wait, were you with the lieutenant's daughter again?" He's like, "Huh? Were you with Penny Benjamin?" It's like, "Yeah, Penny Benjamin." And then now that Penny Benjamin's fucking Jennifer Connelly, like they're just playing. It's like little tidbits that you don't even have to fucking follow along the first one to get this one, because it's literally just little things that they're sprinkling in. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like when they found that out, because my girlfriend thought she was in the first one. I was like, no, she wasn't. She was just some random chick they mentioned in the first one. And then it was just really cool. I thought it was cool.
All right.
But
Did that
yeah,
answer your question?
Yeah, like I just wanted your thoughts on it. Like for people that haven't watched Top Gun, like like don't get hated on by like, oh, you haven't watched the first one, because like you guys said, like you don't need to watch the first one. Like it does add to it, but like you'll get some fans that'll be like, oh, you didn't watch the first one. Oh man, it'll make the experience a little bit better. So like it's just like in general, like you got like the very like the super fans basically that'll probably egg you on. Same thing with like the whole Marvel thing, like they'll egg you on like even more because you haven't watched any of it. That's why I only asked this, like when it comes to movies like this that haven't been shown for like a while.
I can
You
get
know,
like
Don't
on for Marvel stuff. I
don't get me
really-
wrong. Like I'm with Kyle. Like in terms of like, yeah, obviously watch the first one. It's a better experience.
It's
But
highly
you don't
dependent on the
have
movie.
to. You don't have to. It's no. It's not. I don't know. I think it stands alone enough on its own that you don't really have to. Like I said, people like Crane here enjoyed it without even needing to watch the first one. Elaine enjoyed it a lot, probably more than I even did.
You guys ready
Um,
for Forrest Gump 2?
Forrest Gump too. That's a- no,
Well,
that's
so,
a- No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, so I guess I kind of want to like throw the question back at you, Aaron, in a different way. What movie in the past like 10 years do you see coming out in the next like having a reboot that you would
Noth-
watch? Do you think there's any movie like currently that's kind of like
Don't say Forrest
It's-
Gump, please.
no, I mean no,
last
obvious.
10 years.
No, like within like the you know that generational era gap to where like cuz like for us it's kind of like for this Top Gun like it's not so much our era but we're just like know about it and we got to watch it, but like now it's kind of like especially with the whole like movie environment, do you see any like something that's like this where like later down the line it's like, oh, I remember watching the first one, like, you know, continuing on, because like I really don't see a movie coming back, at least to my memory, of like seeing like a sequel to where like, oh, like I remember watching this when I was like, you know, like in my 20s and then I'm like 35 or whatever, like 15 years later, 20 years later. So
Are you talking about like right now, like something that comes out?
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
like-
and then,
yeah, like
down
right
the
now.
line?
yeah, because
Okay.
like right now it's kind of like it's like
I think the first thing that came to my mind, I don't know why, but it'll be pretty cool to see like Fight Club again. Like-
okay.
Fight Club.
Like a retire, I don't know, like there used to be
that
a
makes sense.
like there used to be a rumor thing about like releasing stress out of like, you know, like that'll be cool to play on like with this era, and you know, like the whole UFC scene, enhancing it. Maybe that can play into it. Maybe Fight Club.
Okay.
Okay.
I just don't know how they would bring in like, you know, like other people, but hey, maybe Fight Club.
Okay.
Okay. I can see that. I agree with you on that.
I
so.
had one, but like when you rephrase it, I don't think I would go with this
What-
one anymore.
What was it? What would it
Because
be?
before I was like, oh, easily Back to the Future. I feel like you could do it. You could go back easily. You could
But
move
then
that
didn't
story
they
forward.
already kind of like
No,
Debunk
I
it.
mean,
yeah,
like what do you mean?
or like they've already kind of like sequel wise like kind of already.
Yeah, they did 3, but
Yeah, exactly,
they
but, like-
haven't like gone forward in time enough to do Force
Like what's-
Awakens.
yeah, like what's
Maverick,
Marty
like that?
doing?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, okay. Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking that in that way, but if you're rephrasing it in terms of like what we're growing up with, and then down the line for some reason there's a fucking reboot or a requel or sequel, I think
A
I'd say Harry
requel.
Potter. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Harry
there's
Potter
not-
does have that.
I think I'd say Harry Potter.
There
I don't
there
want
is
to.
stuff to look at that. You know, obviously they have the Cursed Child like play going on, but there's something about Hogwarts of going back to it.
Yeah, unless you're okay with more Fantastic Beast movies.
No, please. just stop it with that.
Dude, that thing's coming out on HBO Max. I think I'm gonna try it out soon. Is it worth it?
Don't.
I mean,
so
it's
bad.
fucking free. I'm not gonna like miss out on anything, am I?
If you have 2 hours to kill for your, if you have 2 hours to kill, if you're cooking, go watch it.
If I'm cooking,
Yeah.
go watch it. Shoot.
Pretty much,
That-
yeah.
okay,
if
that's
you're
the
cooking.
vibe. Yeah.
All right,
So,
cool. I'll put it on.
But yeah.
Man,
okay,
that's a
I
good
was
question.
kind of-
what other movies would I?
Yeah,
wanna
that's
see
it's hard
again?
because like the past like 10 years, it's just been dominated with like, you know, Disney's kind of like monopolize these blockbuster things where like. There was an article I read, and I forgot who I was talking to, or probably like an article where like, especially like A24 specifically, they're kind of just like pushing out all these like crazy movies that like, they were saying how like, they want to like reinvent the whole like movie experience because it's more so like people do want to watch a movie, but we're just like tired of seeing like the superhero like model or the like XYZ model that's currently in place to where like just so like like just throw something wacky out there like
Yeah,
the
like
recent one that they
originals.
did. Yeah, original like the recent one from like A24 that I watched was like the X Factor. That one was a great movie. Like I really liked
X
it.
Factor. What's that one?
It's a horror. It's a horror. It's like a pornographic horror movie.
Are you talking about X?
Oh,
Dude,
that one.
Oh, yeah,
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 X,
yeah,
X,
yeah.
X.
Yeah, dude.
I need
got
to
it
watch
queued up.
that.
I'm gonna watch that soon. I got it queued up to
Okay.
watch, but I'm gonna.
I
watch
need to
it.
watch it. I heard
Yeah,
it's
so
good.
see- yeah. I
good?
liked it. I was like, yeah, it's good. It's good. So like stuff like that. So
That's good to hear.
like at this point, like any A24 trailer that comes out, like I usually just watch it just to see what kind of
Yeah.
interesting take that like they can, because like it's like a lot of interesting stuff, and there's like a lot of not well known actors, and you just kind of like reinventing like stories because you just want to like see stuff in the movies. So
I think you do got a point with that with A24 having that idea of like original content out.
yeah,
I've seen like from my knowledge and what I've watched, I've known A24 for doing that things that you just described of like just putting out original content. And you're right, like like we're in this era where the blueprint is either superhero, not even action as much. So like you can like Top Gun, if I have to bring it back, Top Gun is strictly an action movie. Like we rarely see those nowadays because it's all dominated, like you said, by this superhero genre that we live in.
It's okay,
Yeah, I
I'm
think that's probably
about to
why
get-
this one was up there for me. I'm a little burnt out, to be honest, on the superhero stuff. Like I'll watch it, obviously.
Oh no, I'm 100% burnt out. But at the same time, it's like I'm kind of excited for the Star Wars stuff, so it's like yay.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
at
I'll-
least Disney kind of like.
Yeah. No, Star Wars is always there. Like I'm never like I don't think I'd ever, well, no, that's not true. Aaron
Shut up,
knows I
liar.
was burnt out.
You're lying. You're lying to
Burnt out
yourself.
for a bit. I was burnt out for a bit. No, but
No,
like
because like the
it's-
superhero thing is like,
yeah.
how would I explain this? Like, there's a model, whereas like the Star Wars universe, it's a universe, as compared to like the Marvel universe, superhero wise, it's kind of like you always have to have like, hey, like here's this new guy, hey, here's this new guy, and then like you try to incorporate that into like the series, the whole
I think it's
universe,
just
and
the
kinda
fact
put
that-
tidbits.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that I might be burnt out on the MCU, maybe. I might be burnt out on like some DC things, because I still enjoy Batman. Because Batman was fresh enough for me to be like, I don't know if that's a biased thing to say.
Okay, give me your honest take. Are you gonna watch the She-Hulk?
No, I did. See, I probably would just to check it out. I haven't even finished Moon Knight, dude.
Oh, really?
I haven't finished Moon Knight because I was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Like I stopped.
Did we talk about Moon Knight?
I
No,
don't-
we didn't talk about Moon Knight, right?
I don't think.
Not
I don't
as
know if we
much,
did.
no.
Like I
Wait,
got
Aaron,
burnt out.
Quick
like,
thoughts on Moon Knight.
It's okay. It opens the door for like other things and what to do. So, like, I guess to go off of like what everyone's saying, it does feel like there is that burnout where you do have to do all these different things to watch this one movie or something. And it does, from a director's or I guess a Marvel Studios thing, it's a very copy and paste kind of feel in a sense. On both areas, like on both movie and TV, it's a very copy and paste. Like, tell origin, something happens. Tell origin, something happens. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, and I think it's just I don't know. We need the big guns again. Like it's just really, it's not the same. Like there was something fresh about the MCU, even when they were still in phase 2 or 3. There was still something fresh about it, and it's the fact that we had the big guns of Iron Man and Captain America leading the charge, pretty much. Now we're getting these obscure characters, which some of them are working, but some of them I'm like losing a lot of interest in.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Daredevil, but at the same time I'm not. If you get what I'm trying to say, because it's
Yeah.
under a different banner now. It's not the same writers.
It's gonna be a PG. I thought it was the same artist.
No, they got someone else to do
Did they
it. I thought
scrap
it
it?
would be. I thought it was like the same dude that did season 3, which was like the best one to me, but it's someone else doing it, and I'm a little wary about it, to be honest with you. Like I'm cautious. I'll be excited, but I'm cautious.
Well, I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I don't like the MCU, but it's just we're at a turning point already with it.
Yeah, I'm not
and
saying
it's
I
good,
don't like it either,
and it's good to see Top Gun, which is just strictly that action genre film that I guess all of us kind of grew up in the 2000s to like 2010s, where it was still kind of like that big category area, right? I guess since 2022 started, we have been getting a lot of superheroes or something in the jungle. Like I just know there's a lot of like jungle movies out. Like, oh, we got
Double
Lost in the
movie?
City, Uncharted. Like, I don't know. Like
no.
something
We
like.
need. All right, so next year we're gonna have a bingo card, and then we gotta like make a bingo card of like, hey, Rock released a movie, Marvel superhero, like all just like the
Dude, Marvel superhero
You know?
is a free space on the bingo card
Oh no,
already.
yeah, basically, yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
that, like a Kevin Hart movie, a Kevin Hart and the Rock movie, or what is another Fast and Furious movie. Like, just have like we should have a bingo card and just kind of like
A sequel.
See what-
Just put a sequel.
yeah,
On one of
sequel
them.
of the past stuff, origin story,
that
whatnot.
does
So that'd
seem
be
like a
that'd be a
good
fun
idea.
little thing, right?
Like we
Little
all
bingo
come up with
card.
our own bingo cards. Whoever gets
Yeah.
to bingo first.
Yeah.
Fucking real. Oh
So-
my god.
But our
I don't
overall
know.
thoughts on Top Gun, just to bring it back to, I would give it out of, I think on our page it was
Licks
like out
of
of 5,
approval.
right? Yeah, our licks of
10.
approval is it 10? 10.
Mix of approval.
I would give it like a good. I would watch it again, maybe like a 8 point, like 8. I'll stay 8.
I'd give it.
I give it a solid 9.
I think I'd give it a 9. I'd push it to 9.25 maybe. Dude, I really enjoyed this fucking movie. I think it's just something that was a throwback to, you know, like one of
Watch
the
everything
classics.
everywhere all at once, and then let me know.
It was a pretty fresh movie to watch. I'll get to that movie, okay? And I'll fucking let you know in the chat, and you know the next time we go. It's been a while, guys. No, I would hope not. No, we'll try to be consistent. Again, I hope. But
Yeah, there's a lot of summer stuff. So, no, I was kind
Yeah.
of surprised that we managed to kind of push this out pretty early, out of the release.
Yeah.
Like I
Like
said,
right
it's
away.
summer. It's summer.
I mean, yeah,
that's
obviously.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
man.
so
Anyways,
summer.
final thoughts. Anything else to bring up today? Did you guys see the Thor trailer? You guys like the Thor trailer? Are we even? Gonna
Yeah,
bring
we
that up,
didn't
or-
talk about that.
We can talk about it real quick.
Okay, real quick then. Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I
Yeah.
think for me, kind of Thor's like out of the Marvel movies, like Thor's always like the one that like I'm not scared or like I'll prefer to watch it even though like I find it just like the more entertaining one regardless.
Yeah, I think
out
it's
of the
just
series.
I think it's
just
Taika.
entertaining.
It's Taika
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
It's
and
just
also,
a fun movie to watch regardless.
what the fuck is Hemsworth on? Like,
Oh, so we were
what PEDs is he taking?
bro, we were literally analyzing it because we were just like, yo, like, we're like, oh, let's see what kind of workout he does to like look this ripped. Like, it's just
Dude.
kind of like crazy. Like, what kind of like regimen he had to like go through? Because like, it's just like, it's crazy. Like comparison, like, comparatively, it's like
I'm pretty sure he had a little help from a little, you know, little things here and there. He looks good though, and I think
Oh,
he's gearing
100%.
up. He's playing Hulk Hogan soon. He's gearing up for that. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he like.
I'm more excited for Christian Bale to be honest.
Yeah, I was just telling Jan, I was like, yo, this guy looks like he'll give me nightmares or something. Like just the
know.
look alone.
I think the fact that he's even in a Marvel movie was insane.
Yeah, you know that's kind of like the thing. It's like you see him, you're just like, oh, Christian Bale, and I was like, oh shit, it's Christian Bale. Like this is fucking good.
Dude, I
So-
know. I think like when I didn't even know the trailer was coming out. I think Aaron just linked it to me, and then he showed me the poster. I was like, holy fuck, dude! And then like, but you could still see him under there in some areas, especially that one close up of him. But when he has the yellow eyes and shit, I was like, holy fuck, this guy is creepy. And then the
Yeah.
whole scene and the you called it the Sin City. It did look like the Sin City thing. It looks pretty cool, and I fucking love what Taika's doing. See, like Taika's one of the only ones left in Marvel right now that's kind of doing things freshly. That I'd still be excited.
Don't
for.
discount James Gunn. We still got one more Guardians, I think.
Okay, we'll wait for Guardians 3. But you know, I'm just saying, like Taika. I think I just really like what Taika's doing. I like the whole vibe a bit. I mean, even fucking Russell Crowe's in this, which I never thought he'd be in a fucking Marvel movie either. That's why I was like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, he got Natalie Portman to come back. Good shit.
I think it's just on everyone's radar to like add to your resume, be on a Marvel film.
Get a
Like
Marvel
I
film.
think that's an actor's goal.
I
right
wonder,
now.
like, because
It's another
like
bingo. It's like
Bale
actor
Bale
that
himself,
you-
he's pretty picky, isn't he? Like, I feel like
I
what
thought
made
so
him-
too. You know,
What made him want to go into this? Like that, I'm fucking curious as hell. Like, he looks really
What
good.
was his last movie?
His last actual
Last
movie?
big movie.
Fuck, I don't know.
Let me see.
It's definitely not Batman. Ford v
Ford
Ferrari.
v Ferrari.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, that one was good.
That one was good.
That was fucking
Yeah, but
awesome.
that's
See,
3 years ago. So he does slates for, I mean, every 3 years, kinda.
oh yeah, see, that was the last one. Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That was a good movie.
He did Vice before that. I never watched Vice. I still need to watch that. But he's been doing things like he's on an Oscar level already, like to where he was doing things that were more. I wouldn't want to say indie, but like a little more, like Oscar-worthy films, like down the like stuff like that. Like he wasn't really. He kind of took the. It's the same thing that Andrew Garfield was doing for a while after Spider-Man. Like he just started doing like smaller films and just like really getting into like, stuff that is literally made for the Oscars. So the fact that we're getting him now again in a fucking Marvel movie after all that, it's fucking insane, dude. I can't wait.
Did you watch The Northman or no? Have you watched it?
That's
I
queued
don't.
up too. I got that queued up too. Is it good?
It's okay.
I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it's like it's one of those genres kind of thing.
Should I even watch it then?
There's just too much dialogue.
I'd say I think
Yeah.
I think it played out trailer wise.
kinda
It played out. There was gonna be a lot of action. That's just how I saw it. So don't expect a lot of action, but there is dialogue.
It's Robert Eggers. I mean, I wasn't really expecting like something crazy. He did like what?
Hey, like I said, I'm a trailer guy. I watch whatever they give me, and I'm like, hey, I'm expecting that. I expect action.
I'd say watch it. I
expect
think
it?
it's still a fun. It's still like a fun thing. It's still like a fun thing to watch.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
Like
check it out.
Yeah.
like entertainment wise, it's very entertaining.
It's funny, dude. We should make that a topic about trailers. The most misleading trailers ever. Because when you said that, like, where you're like, I go off the trailers, and this one wasn't at all like that. I started thinking of fucking Bridge to Terabithia, and how that trailer was like a happy,
Oh yeah, like all action.
family fucking movie.
Yeah.
But then when you watch the movie, it's depressing as fuck, and like, you don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like, what the fuck kind of movie were they making that they were marketing it towards the kids this way? Like, can you imagine like being middle schoolers going into that fucking movie and you're like just
Sad.
like
You
yeah,
come
you
out
just come out all
sad.
fucking sad and
I
you
was
get
like, what the
depressed
hell
and
did
shit.
we-
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck did we just watch, dude?
Mhm.
Yeah, like that was one of the ones where I'm like, the trailer did not do like anything, or like did it was, I don't want to say mismarketed, or like, what's the word that people throw around like a lot of the time, like where it's like, oh, it's false advertising. It's not
I mean,
that way.
you
It's just
you just got jebaited.
I think it's I don't know.
manipulative
got baited.
marketing.
maybe like I think it's probably like what they're given. Like, hey, these are all the ready clips we got. This is what you gotta use and make it look good. So that can be one thing to think about.
Dude, Scarred July from dude. I swear to God, that's a scarring movie, bro. Fuck, you're right. But yeah, this was a Top Gun.
Top Gun, go watch it.
Top Gun, yeah.
Good, go watch it. Yeah, sorry, we're kind of out. Dude, we need to get back into the groove of things. We're like running out of stuff.
Speaking
to say
of, you can
sometimes.
catch us on our next podcast on Saturday because shall be
Whoa,
reviewing
whoa, whoa.
the.
Oh,
We're gonna speak
We
it
still-
into existence.
we still need to do the anime thing. I thought we were doing that. What happened to that idea? I mean, we have more time now. Did you pick one for me or what? Are we doing this?
No, the thing is,
God damn
can we do it and not get like, if you're gonna post it on YouTube, like, is it gonna get like X'd out? Like,
I think
see,
I
we
can
didn't
edit
work
it
on the
in a way.
logistics behind
for
it.
for him to watch it, I feel like that's kind of like a TikTok thing where it's like guy watches anime for the first time and just rants about it and it just gets grilled or whatever.
Dude,
So,
I started watching this this dude, like, I forgot what the channel was, but he was kind of like a guy that doesn't watch movies, and they showed him Star Wars for the first time, and he fucking hated it. Like, he hated it, dude. And
What was his form of
people
entertainment?
people were bagging on him, but over time, people started warming up to him because of his opinions. So it's like,
okay, but
hey,
what's going on in the head? Like what?
him, he was more into like smaller films, I guess.
That's
kept-
understandable.
He kept saying it was too
I
much.
mean, okay.
Like it was
Okay.
too much.
I mean, yeah, okay, I can see that like from a person that doesn't watch movies.
No, but
like,
he was
yeah.
saying it was too much. But then he enjoyed like stuff like, like Zack Snyder's Justice League and shit. So it was a really, I forgot the channel's name. I was watching it for a while, but let's get Jan addicted. No, that's not happening, man. I'm sorry, but like they're trying. I told them if they can get me to watch one, and I'll watch it with them, and we'll see how it goes. But they gotta pick one.
I just started
It's
watching
just-
Spy Family, so
Is that anime?
It's
Yeah.
okay.
yeah. I mean, but it's just
I
like,
just need to keep watching it. That's
yeah.
all.
Like I'm on like episode 4, and it's like I'm not like so much like the thing is about like anime. Like you can kind of like get wrapped into it, like especially like with the bigger like established ones, where there's like a because like they're kind of like you watch anime, they come in waves. Like there'll be
Yeah.
like a hot anime that comes out, and it'll be like away for like a couple months, and then there's a next wave that people hop onto. So, yeah. But if you want to watch something good and that is animated, like Asterix animated, like season Love, Death and Robots, highly recommend. Just kind of the entire series. So.
Okay.
Dang. Okay. Anything else before we close out this episode?
Yeah. We're sorry for always saying it's been a while in the beginning. Like I said, we'll be more consistent.
We'll say it again next time.
Should we
We'll say it
just
again
add
next-
that to the banner? Like, it's been a while.
It's been a
Like
while.
where it says join our Discord, just put it's been a while. Like in
It has.
quotations.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, thank you for listening to the Spit Talk Podcast. Catch us on our next episode. Follow us on Instagram at the Spit Talk Podcast for any updates. Once again, we are Aaron, Jan, and Kyle. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.